In Pittsburgh, they regard fascism as the nature of reality in a food fight, and they view food as a weapon. So, in a situation where our climate and our food supplies are under attack, and violent doctrines have been uploaded regarding issues of race, new concepts of social equity, loss and damage, and claims of restitution from the past pertaining to the legacies of slavery and colonialism have created a new atmosphere of every man for himself and a web that claims that any attempt to use reason is a dialectical ploy by one race or the other, by one class or the other. And this matrix of cluster bomb psychology has been uh, hidden in the university system to detonate. And it is an act of sabotage. I'll tell you what I witnessed. My father believed in Pittsburgh public schools. He didn't think of himself as abandoning his family. He thought of himself as turning over possession of his children to his divorced wife and starting a new family with someone else. And he believed that the Pittsburgh public schools were a place that would basically keep his children safe, educated, and give them a fair opportunity in the world. That was not the case. The Pittsburgh public schools were organized by the KKK to traffic children. They brutally kidnapped and tortured me. Who should pile on but the NAACP? The NAACP wanted their piece of the action. They wanted their piece of child trafficking. And only the complaint that it was wrong was being made by a white. And when the white said this got started by the Ku Klux Klan, they said the white thinks it's special. So basically, our society has forged a cruel alliance between the KKK and the NAACP. And they're on the warpath of genocidal exterminationism. How it makes me laugh to hear of reparations when the KKK and the NAACP worked together on the AIDS attack, on the mouth poison I endured, on the genocide program of geriatricide known as COVID 19. It's a disastrous situation, and it's only going to be ruined by people who think it's a laugh that catalytic converters and their theft is the new form of restitution to the Haitian Revolution. The truth is, what we need is to continue the hard work of our Commonwealth, of our public schools, of educating, of talking to witnesses, of gathering information, of not prejudicing, of being fair. That's what the truth is. And when there's problems with the ability to be fair, we should work to try to solve those problems. That's what the truth is. The idea that unfairness is a power that should be taken and held comes from Hollywood, it comes from Las Vegas, it comes from Ringo Starr, it comes from the idea that might makes right. There's nothing wrong or arrogant or revolutionary about my testifying regarding how I was used, what I witnessed, who was in power, how they responded. It's simply it's simply the quest for the truth. So, with all due respect, I'm not going to change. I realize there are murderers. They led off after Cersei Kennedy and murdered her. They led off after Donnie Chin and they murdered him. I realize there are murderers, but when it comes right down to it, what would you expect from an alliance between the KKK and the NAACP? They're a bunch of thuggies, they're dacoits. Would you expect progress in social affairs from such an abominable alliance? No. What you're going to get is doctrine, rhetoric, Hollywood celebrities at the jump and holler stroking each other and saying, we the people, when what they mean is Spike Oldby, old Spike Oldby.